So now here I am within my WordPress admin area, and to manage users, you'll see over within the side menu here a users button. You're going to want to click that to access your users tab, or you can hover over to this drop down here and you can click add new. I'm just going to pop into all users just to show you that I have one user for this website. It's admin. And by default, it uses your email address that you signed up to Wealthy Affiliate with. You can update this by editing this user. And I do want to mention, and it does confuse a lot of people when they go to create a new user, that you cannot use the same email address for multiple users. So if you want to use the email address associated with your admin, change your admin to something completely different. It doesn't even have to be an email that you use. It can just be a random or a fake email if you want. But if you want to associate your actual email with your new users, just make sure you go in and edit your admin first and change your email, because when you go to create a new user and you try to create that email, it's not going to allow you if you have a duplicate one in there already. So I just wanted to mention that before we move forward. And from this page, you can also add a new user. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click add new, and this is going to take me to the new user creation process. So here I am on the add new user page, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a new user with a new username. We already have an admin user, and typically what we want to do is we want to brand ourselves going forward and brand all our content with a particular user or an author. I tend to utilize my name, my first name, but you can use your pen name, you could use your first name and last name. You could use your first name and your last initial, whatever you like and whatever you want to brand yourself as in terms of the content creator and the author and the brand of your website. So, it can be absolutely anything that you want. So, as I said, I tend to use Kyle, and that's what I use as my author name on my websites. And then you can put your first name, and then you can put your last name. You put your website URL. So in this case, this is kylesmarketingsite.com, and then your role, you're going to want to make yourself an administrator. There are different types of roles here. These Anything other than an administrator is going to have limited control and access. For example, if you ever wanted to have a guest writer, you might want to set up an additional author, and then that will give them very limited access here within the back end of WordPress. And basically, it only gives them rights to create content and not do anything else, like they couldn't add plugins and that sort of thing. But we want to create an administrator, because going forward you're going to be logging in as this new user, and you're going to be working on your website as that user as well, and you're always going to be logging in, so you're going to be doing all your management from everything to your website settings to WordPress updates. As you can see, I need to update WordPress here, and all that sort of stuff. So the gist of it, create an administrator. You don't need to know anything else outside of that when you're creating a new user, and you don't want to create any other type of user for your main user either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off filling in my details here, my email address, and then I'm going to create my add new user, and then we're going to move on to the next step. So here you can see I've created my new user, and it's provided me with my login details up here, my password. You can save that somewhere safe if you want, but you're also going to be able to access all these details from within Wealthy Affiliate, which I'm going to be showing you here. It says you can also manage your administrator passwords within your site manager page at Wealthy Affiliate. And then you're going to see my user shows up down here. It's got all the details associated with it. It's got the my name, which is also an optional field. You don't really need to include your name if you don't want. And then it's got my username over here. I can edit it, and then if I wanted to delete a user, I could also delete that particular user. So I've created this user now. Now what I want to do is if I have any pages or posts, I can go in here and I can edit. I just have one sample page here, but I can edit this page and I can make myself the author of this actual page here, which is very easy to do. And all I want to do is head over to the pages here and do a quick edit and select Kyle as the user. So that's how you're going to want to edit the page. A lot of people do get confused and they try to edit their user within the actual editor. As you saw, I took it over here and I just wanted to show you for clarity's sake. People go in here and they fumble around and they're just like, they wonder why they can't change their particular user. It's because it's done within a quick edit. As you hover over, you're going to see quick edit, and then you can associate a different author with the page. So you're going to want to go through all your existing content on your website now that you've created this user and assign your author to all your pages and posts that you've created. So I'm going to update that there. And then if you have posts, you want to do the same thing. You want to go in quick edit and change the admin user to the new user that you've created, and you go down through all your posts. If you have multiple posts, you're going to want to do that. So that's going to assign your content to you. And also now when we go to the website, I'm just going to view this post here and just show you. This is just sample content here, but you're going to see that the content has been created as author Kyle. I don't have my image associated because I haven't created my gravatar yet, which is something we'll be getting to. But it does look a lot more personal when you do create content and it has an actual author versus saying admin here. It's far more brandable. It creates a lot more trust on your website, and as a result,